in America and is being entertained by the Arabs, the Muslim world, that is trying to say death to America, death to Israel, and these are the people, 1.5 billion, who may hurt us in this world. They may hurt us. We are trying not to be vehement with anybody. We're trying to compromise and to live a peaceful life. A peaceful life.
Mr. Is this your son, Mr. Ross? This is your son? Oh, that's Tom.
This is a reporter, Tom Martin. My son Michael is not here. He would have been with me if he would have been here. This is what I have, 2 children. I don't have family. And this is so important to understand. That,
can I take just a second? Because you're a parent, right? Mr.
Yes.
Ross? Tell us your views while you're here and tell me Mr. Ross.
Noam Chomsky is one of the most vicious anti-Israel, anti-American propagandists of the past 40 years. The fact that the Newton Public Schools has invited him here today to speak to a school of mostly Jewish students is not a public disgrace. It's a public disgrace for the city of Newton, for the Newton Public Schools, and I think for the country in general, that Noam Chomsky can be invited to address the student body today. There is something called discretion, which school administrators can use in deciding who and who should not address students. This is one of those times that they should have utilized discretion, and they didn't. And Noam Chomsky is in there right now addressing students in that capacity.
What is it that you're worried about in terms of what he might say to students?
It's not so much what we're worried about, because Noam Chomsky is crafty enough to tailor his rhetoric to the audience of high school students to try to win them over to his warped world viewpoint in the long run. We're not worried specifically about the capability of the students to handle somebody like Mr. Chomsky. They can. What we are concerned about is the symbolism of bringing in Noam Chomsky, who in the late 70s, early 80s, publicly advocated for well-known French Holocaust deniers. That's what he did. There's something grossly immoral with bringing someone like Noam Chomsky in to address the students. And that's why we're here today. And that's why Mr. Ross, the founder of the New England Holocaust Memorial, survivor of 10 death camps, is here today to finally, publicly confront Noam Chomsky in front of an audience and to try to get him to publicly apologize for his defense of Holocaust deniers, which is very well known and very well documented.
You're a parent here. Is your child in your lecture?
I have 2 students here. Two children here.
Are either one of them in the lecture that you know of?
They will go, and they're very angry about it.
All right. As we understand it, because the superintendent and the principal told us that this visit was originated, or actually the invitation was made by a group of about 15 students that are members.
That's correct.
And so they're not taking the position that this is a school-sponsored event. This is a club-sponsored event.
But the administration has really tried to hide on this, and they've tried to hide behind the backs of they've tried to hide behind the children, behind the students. And the fact of the matter is, the administration can decide who comes into the school and who does not come into the school. And they could have easily and discreetly or publicly denied Noam Chomsky access to the school to speak to the students. They chose to bring him in, and that's what we're here to protest. As of now, we're here to confront Noam Chomsky on his advocacy of Holocaust here, in addition to all the other things and bad things that Chomsky has said about the United States, has said about Israel. And I should also emphasize, and rather re-emphasize, that we are here in the memory of David Lelchuk. He was a member of the class of '72, Newton South graduate, who was killed in a terror bombing last August in Israel from Hezbollah rockets. Now, why is that relevant to Noam Chomsky? Very simply, because a few months prior to that, Noam Chomsky met with Sheikh Nasrallah and toured southern Lebanon terrorist bases from which these rockets were launched into Israel, and which killed Newton South grad David Lelchuk. So we are also here in memory of him and out of respect for him.